This is the 44th session of the Council of the AU, and this is the one that brings together all the foreign affairs ministers. Now, the agenda has been very long. We have almost 20 plus agenda items, which we have talked about. So we have had a report of the performance of and activities of the AU for the last 1 year or the last 2 years. Then there are various committees that were submitting reports. And one of the critical reports is the reform of the AU. And key there is the modalities that will be put in place and have been put in place to facilitate a more equitable election of the commissioners and the chair of the African Union. So clearly, the principles of rotation so that the whole of Africa can be seen to participate is important. In this particular case, for instance, we are trying to deal with a situation where basically Eastern Africa and Northern Africa have never had an opportunity to lead the chair of the Commission for over 23 years, since 2002, 2003. The Southern region has had a chance. The Central has had twice. The West has also had an opportunity. So one of the key elements was that alphabetically, if you go in terms of regions, this provides a good opportunity for the East African region to provide leadership for the African Union Commission, for the African Commission. So broadly these are it, and then we still have to discuss issues that relate to the conflicts, the peace and security issues in Africa. As you know, there are very many hotspots in Africa. The theme this year is about preparing the African through education for the 21st century. And we are debating this particular theme when millions of children have been displaced from schools, when learning facilities have been demolished because of conflict in various parts of the region. So we see this as a very important occasion for Africans to address, for Africa to address their own issues through the Africa Union. There are issues of agriculture, there are issues of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. So a lot of issues are on the agenda. If we go by the rules that were approved, it's an opportunity for East Africa to provide leadership. And also we need equity and inclusion. That is the whole essence of the African Union. It would not be right if only certain regions continue to produce the leadership. It's also a chance for other regions to participate in this. When the Commission on Human Rights gave its report, it gives the impression that the police in Kenya are on rampage. That is not true. And we have constitutionally the IPOA, the entity that will listen and address any complaints against the police. As we speak, very few countries have managed to place this kind of entity within their constitution and have it functioning, but Kenya has. So we had to correct the situation that the Kenyan police are not being projected in the right manner. They have some challenges, but those challenges, there's a legal mechanism. And on the other hand, our police have also been identified. You know, Kenya has been strong in the peacekeeping efforts within the UN framework. And even as we debate, our police service, which is disciplined, is being sought for so that they can participate in bringing some order in Haiti. So when you create the impression that we do not respect human rights, That is not correct. We have to correct the position, and that is why I intervened. One of the things that we need to bring out is that the issue of broadening economic integration is so important. So to us, ensuring that we have the AFCTA properly canvassed and pushed forward is so important, so that African nations can trade amongst themselves. That is very, very important in my view. The second thing is that we need to address the peace and security issues. The level of conflict in Africa is alarming, and it is very destructive. The countries that are in conflict are causing a lot of anxiety. They are creating a humanitarian crisis. This is an opportunity for the African Union to address this. Otherwise, the conflicts in Africa may turn out to be forgotten while the globe concentrates on other areas. So I think these are very important issues pertinent to Kenya, and we being placed at the Horn of Africa, the issue of peace and security becomes very central. What is important here is that the G20 is a very populous bloc as well, and it has huge economies there. You have the countries like China, you have India, Brazil. All these are parts of the G20. Now, it is important that if you are looking at the broader economic integration, and for us to participate in having more vibrant economies, I think association with the G20 becomes important for Africa. All the processes that we are going through and the issues that we are tackling shall then be put in order and submitted as the next agenda item for the heads of state.